Got 5 minutes? Then you've got time to create this gorgeous 5-minute designer series paper card. Friends, these cards are perfect for any level of crafter. We've got a card for the guys, a card for the girls. Let's get started creating. Hello everybody, my name is Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com, and I am so glad that you're joining me today for another Tuesday tip video. Today's tip is let's make cards in 5 minutes or so. Hey, we all need those cards really quick, and we are going to create 2 super fast cards. Designer series paper with those great scenic backgrounds are going to be the star. I've even got a diagram that's going to make cutting that paper super easy. Oh my gosh, so much to share. Let's go get started. Because these cards feature kind of the scenic paper that you've been seeing from Stampin' Up, it has been oh so popular. And let me tell you, this paper is just so incredible because that designer series paper truly is the star of the show. We're going to be using 1 6x6 sheet of designer series paper to do the front and the inside of the card. We're going to start with the masculine card. Before we jump in, yes, there is a free download that goes along with today's card. So when you're ready to recreate it, you'll have everything you need. The supply list, the measurements, photos of the card, and bonus, I've got a cutting diagram for your designer series paper. So I'm going to help you get the most out of that to create the card. All right, we are going to go over the supplies that we need. We'll start here with my card base. It is in Cajun Craze, and I have this scored at 1 1/4 inches and 5 1/2 inches, and you see how that will meet up perfectly. Next, we're going to bring in some Blackberry Bliss. So I have 1 piece here that's a 4 by 5 1/4, 2 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 5 1/4, and 2 pieces 1 inch by 5 1/4. I've got just a couple pieces of basic white. I have a 3 3/4 by 5, and this one here is a 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. It really can be some scrap. That's going to be used for our sentiment right here. And of course, that gorgeous designer series paper. This one here, this is from the Splendid Autumn collection. This is from the September through December mini catalog. Love this one. The opposite side is also quite beautiful, and we're going to kind of mix and match that. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and bring in that diagram so we can trim this down. The first cut we're going to make is right here, and we're going to cut off some of the sky. I want to leave as much of the bottom, all that beauty right there. So we're going to trim this down to 3/4 inch. And you can see that's actually going to be 3/4 inch by 5. Now for this piece, I am going to tell you we're going to be using the opposite side, so I'm not too worried about anything there. So now we have this, right? So we're going to trim this down. Let's do our first cut, which is 3/4 inch. And I want to encourage you to cut in order. Because of the way the card is designed, we want the image to flow. So there's the 3/4 inch. And now we're going to have 2 pieces that are 2 1/2 by 5. And so we just need to trim just a little off the end. That's all we need to do. So I'm going to start here with those 1 inch by 5 1/4 Blackberry Bliss. And I don't know about you, but I think Blackberry Bliss and Cajun Craze are gorgeous together. We're going to add this to the front and the inside part of that first little area that we made on our card. So this was the one piece that we took off of the very top. Remember that one? So for this, remember this, we should just have adhesive going there on the sky. That's the piece we're going to add here on the inside. Now let's go ahead. We're going to build the outside. In fact, I'm going to just go ahead and add my other Blackberry Bliss pieces here. I kind of like to have everything, all my layering sort of done. All right, we'll add that piece there. And just as I was starting to put my card together, friends, I just realized we were cutting these pieces down to 5 inches. So yes, you will be trimming off just a little 1/4 inch there. So we have our two 2.5 by 5-inch pieces, and you're going to want to kind of put those together to see which one will go on the front. So this one is going to go on the inside because, like I said, when we adhere this, I want my seam to flow. So we will add this here to the front of our card. So before we work on the inside of the card, I love to kind of save cardstock as I work. I'm going to take the piece that's going to go right here, and I'm going to bring in a 2-inch circle punch. And I'm just going to cut myself a 2-inch circle punch right from the center of the piece of cardstock. This would be the 2 1/4 by 5 1/4 that's going to go right here. Forgive me, that is 2 3/4, not 2 1/4. And we'll add that. Now we can take that final piece of designer series paper and we're going to cover up that hole. No one is even going to see that. Our last piece of cardstock, that's the 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to be the beautiful layer for our inside sentiment. So we're going to do some quick stamping here with the Wonderful Thoughts stamp set. I'm going to take a Blackberry Bliss ink pad, and remember I said this was really, it's just a piece of scrap, but I'm going to stamp my greeting for the front that says, "I'll listen to your silence when words are too much." And then on the inside of our card, "My heart will always be tied to yours." I'll take my 1 3/4 inch circle punch, line up my greeting here, punch that. We'll add our inside layer, and now let's take the 2-inch circle that we punched earlier, and we're going to add our greeting with some Stampin' Dimensionals. So let's peel off some backings here. I will add that right to the center of my 2-inch circle. Now I want this to only adhere to this 1 1/4 inch flap, so I'll just add a little adhesive there. And I'm going to center that up. Perfect. Now, I wanted to add a little ribbon, but I wanted it to have a masculine feel. So I've got a little ribbon knot, and this is the Blackberry Bliss and Gold. It's just got this kind of nice little edge on it. So here's my tip. I've got it just tied in a knot. I'm going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to cut at an angle. So from the outside towards the inside, just give that a snip. And you can see we get a nice little, just a nice little edge. So the key is to always remember you're cutting from the outside to the inside. Give that a quick snip. I'll press the center of my faux bow here, and I'm going to put that here on the side. Then I'm going to add one more little thing. These are the new Regal Foiled Adhesive Back Dots. These are so gorgeous. It has a little Blackberry Bliss and some gold in it. How perfect is that? I'm going to add 3 just here to the bottom of my sentiment, because even though it's a 5-minute card, doesn't mean it can't be gorgeous, right? And we love adding those little additions. All right, I'm going to share one more card with you. I'd love for you to grab that free download that I have for you. Guys, this download has everything that you need so you can recreate these cards. You'll have the supply list, the measurements, photos. You'll even have a QR code. If you need to come back and watch the video again, you can scan or click that. Friends, this is all available for you for free over at simplysimplestamping.com, or look down in the YouTube description. I have a direct link for you. Now, friends, this card is going to go together in the exact same way. We've just changed the colors and the designer series paper. The design is different, but the collection is the same. That is still from the Splendid Autumn. So my colors for this card are Crushed Curry. My layers are in Garden Green. And again, you can see that designer series paper, we brought in some beautiful sunflowers. I also use the Wonderful Thoughts on this card as well. You can do amazing things. You've come so far and accomplished so much. What a great card of encouragement, of support. And friends, really just follow the diagram so that you can cut your designer series paper in minutes. You'll have so many of these cards ready to go. When a 5-minute card can be this beautiful, boy, you really want to give it a try, right? So friends, check out the Splendid Autumn Designer Series paper. Have fun creating some beautiful cards, beautiful inside and out. I know that whoever you send these to, they will truly be blessed by the beauty of these cards. I hope that you were inspired by today's cards. And if you were, would you give me a thumbs up on YouTube? That is always appreciated. And hey, if you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button, ring the bell. YouTube will let you know whenever I am back with another video. And I'd love to have you join. I share twice a week here on the channel, and you are always welcome to come and join in on the Stampin' Fun. That's all for me, everybody. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.